He couldn't stop himself from giving his all to everything he did. Talking, organizing, mediating. He had put everything else out of his mind, including his obvious need for gas. Shit! Fuck! He slapped his hand on the steering wheel and looked into the distance for a sign. Anything that would give him the reprieve he so needed. He had to be close to the Nevada border, but he hadn't seen a sign for miles. Nothing but the flat brown land and hills in the distance. Then he saw what looked like a gas station, and as he got closer, he saw it had 4 pumps. Chase pulled up to the pump and took in a pickup parked off to the side at the other pump. A rusty 70s model, faded red with wooden panels in the back. He guessed it was often used for livestock. There was not a body around. He half expected tumbleweeds to blow past from the dry dust in the air and the bright desert sun. He climbed out of the car, taking a minute to roll up the sleeves of his white dress shirt. His dark blue suit pants were creased from having sat too long. He ripped off his loosened tie and tossed it over to the passenger seat, where his suit jacket was also folded, along with his cell phone. "Hello?" he called out, expecting some grease monkey to appear, but there was no one. He could pump gas himself, but he wondered whether prepaying was an option here. He was about to open his gas cap when he thought he caught some movement inside the station. He stepped around the pump, taking in the garbage bin overfilled with takeout packaging and the dirty windows that made up the front of the station, which appeared as if it had never been cleaned. He rested his hand on the door and pulled it open to see a man with an overly bushy mustache and receding hairline. The remaining dark hair slicked back in some 80s style. It was in his face. The expression stuck there. Something was off. It all happened in a matter of seconds as Chase took in the man behind the counter. Pale, alarmed, eyes wide, staring at him. The guy said nothing. His hands were up. Chase saw movement. And then someone was pointing a gun towards Slick behind the counter. The guy holding it was short, wearing a wide-brimmed hat, and the only thing that registered was that the gun was now pointed at him. Someone was yelling, and everything went into slow motion. The yelling, the movement of the gun, and the skinny guy holding it. "Drop the gun," Chase said. His hands went out, knocking over a rack of candy, and he grabbed the guy's wrist as it swung toward him. He took in the scar that ran up the inside of the arm holding the gun. Slender, not a lot of muscle. Someone screamed behind him, and the gun went off. Glass shattered, but he didn't let it go. Was he hit? Adrenaline surged. He had no idea. He knocked the hat off the guy, and long hair spilled out, a freckled face. Huge, bright eyes stared up at him from the face of a girl, a teenager. Shit!